Listen, if you've been with me since like 2018, 2017, deep in 2015, you know it's pilot season. So mother is stressed. I'm going to be in and out, in and out, in and out. But when I come back full force. So yeah, it's pilot season. So, you know. Anyway, how are you guys? I was going to do 2 lives today, but I have a rehearsal and it'll just be cutting it too close. So I'm going to do 1 today, probably 1 tomorrow. And then I'm probably going to do a recorded one on Wednesday because Wednesday is just a heavy day for me. But after that, I'll be back. I'm not going to do any Bachelor stuff until Thursday because I don't know nothing going on with The Bachelor. Sorry, y'all. I've been trying to catch up. Y'all sent me some new stuff to watch. I'm trying to get into MILF Manor. Then I'm trying to catch up with Love Island. Listen, y'all have been sending me a lot of stuff to watch. And I'm like, guys, we haven't even talked about the stuff that we've been watching. Oh my God. Lord, did I break my bathroom? Okay. Ciao. I thought I broke my strawberry pound cake. Girl, and this is expensive, at least now because the sales is off. But my God, today, I was like, not my pound cake. How are you guys? I'm so sorry. I just lost my train of thought with that. You know what they say? Don't put it right here. And don't do that because you can't smell it. But I feel like that works. I feel like that works for me, especially like right here. That's good for when you hug a man. Always smell sweet, ladies. So when he asks, what's that smells so delicious? You say me. Me. Okay. We're good. We're good. Child, I thought I broke this. I found it. Ooh. Let's go. Come on in the room. Oh, wait. My neighbor just had a baby, so I'm trying to, let me be a little bit more respectful. Come on in the room. Oh, come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? Come on in the room. Sing it, Tracy. Come on in the room. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. So won't you come on in the room? Hallelujah. 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 Anyway, I just realized this opening is very chaotic. To all the new people, shalom. Shalom. So, how are we doing? Happy New Year tonight! Hey, Dr. M. What's a good time for a Love Island review? Love Island UK. Because I got my plug. But my plug, I tried to use the link she gave me and I was blocked. And it was saying something about how I can't view it where I'm at. And I got scared, so I clicked off. But I'm going to try again. But I'm going to get in there. I'm going to get in there. Yakradis, what's up? Hey, Dear Show Podcast. How are you? Thank you, Rob. Thank you. Hey, Kimmy. Ryan said, hey, Star family. Welcome back, Nikki.Star. We miss you. I miss you guys too. And I apologize to the people who were like, when are you going to do something? I'm like, I'll come back tonight. The reason why I stopped responding to that until I could find the time was just because my schedule, I don't have one right now. For the next 2 months, catch me in March. Catch me in March. The schedule is just all over the place. Hey, Asatu. Asatu said, hi, everyone. Trying to stay awake from France because it's been some time now. I'm so sorry, Asatu, but thank you for being here. Thank you. I'll try to do these earlier because I forget that I'm on the West Coast now. So I'll try to do them earlier too. Pink wavy hand. Hey, NTR said, happy 2023, Star fam. Hey, love like you are. How are you? Listen, guys, I'm watching Love at the Lockup, and baby, we got to talk. The reason why I haven't done a live for that yet is because I don't have the time, and we need time. We need time. If I don't get into it, into Love at the Lockup tomorrow, I'll get into it on Thursday because we got to talk. We got to talk. What's up, Drewski? Hey, Vodka, you right on time. Hey, Evelyn. Evelyn said, I just saw on Twitter that Robin and Juan have married. You know what? Let's get into it. Let me bring it up because I think that was People, right? Wasn't it People? I think it was People who broke that. And you know what? I'm suspect about People because Monique was just like, they lying on her. I was like, People magazine picked you of all people to lie about. You know what? It could be true. Drewski said, hey, Tracy, saw you on Kempire too, but didn't comment in time. I wish I would have saw you on there because I watch Kempire on TV, so I don't be in the chats. I think I'll start doing that now that I know you guys are over there. Hey, Marvina. Missed you too. Hey, Visual Taste. Hey, Bombshell Blurred. Hey, Elise. Salsa Steph. Me and Salsa Steph be talking. We be talking on Instagram. What's up, sis? Hey, Greta. How are you guys? Drewski said, Nikki, where were you, girl? I checked twice to make sure YouTube hadn't unsubscribed me on accident. Like I said, it's pilot season. So as soon as the new year hits, this is like the time when all the shows are casting, everything, casting, booking, whatever. And it's just, if you're an actor that's not booked on anything, or if you're an actor that is on a show that just got canceled, this is the time where you are out there like auditioning like crazy. So this is why I can't like predict when I'm going to do a live. Whenever I have time in a day, I'll just do it because I won't have a schedule. I won't have a schedule until like probably mid or late March. So we will see. If I'm not booked on anything, ciao. Listen, I need a series regular check. Hey, Jacqueline. How are you? Thank you so much. I know it's a family reunion. It's a family reunion. Hey, Joy Courtney, we back. We back. Hey, it's Latasha. Yeah. Yes, I do. And I carry it in my purse. And I even got the smaller version of this. When I get a little bag, when I have my Telfeezy, this goes in my Telfeezy. But when I have a little clutch, ciao. Come on. Hey, J-Bax. J-Bax said, I'm so excited. I never catch a live. I'm waiting in my car while my son is at a speak. Oh, okay. Thank you for being here. IA said, finally, she back. We have so much to talk about. Let's go. We do. Hey, Alex B. Hey. The thing about it is, I'm on the West Coast. I wanted to hop on live and talk to you guys about that craziness. That show is a mess. So, guys, we're about to get into it. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to read the article about Robin and Juan marrying from People Magazine. They just broke 5 hours ago. 5 hours ago, it just broke. Then I'm going to get into the Potomac review. Then we're going to talk about Rinna. Then we're going to talk about Miami. Then we're going to talk about Salt Lake City, and then we'll get out of here. Yeah, I got the right article. Somebody called Robin Ric Flair. Okay, guys, we just got back. Hey, dope since 1986. Hold on. Before I click on that, Drewski said, my theory is that Robin and Juan finally remarried because this way she can't be called a... I kind of agree. Dope since 1986 said, miss your Love at the Locker reviews and all your Housewife news. Oh, thank you. I'm back. Sporadically, but we here. Hey, Audrey. You want the recap of Potomac first, and then we'll get into it? Let me know, guys. Look, this is a collaborative effort. Hey, Alina. Thank you, Tracy. Oh, shoot. I passed this, but not my freaking clicker. Damn it. Cha-ching. Thank you, Tracy. Tracy said, Star Family, please like the video. It helps the channel grow. We're looking to get to 175K by the summer. It's the winter. We can do it. We got Rinna'S. All things are possible. Thank you so much, Tracy, for the super chat. Monique said, when you make it big, these housewives are going to say, Nikki was talking about us on YouTube. Listen, Star Family, we all know we're going to say that was not me. And we are coming together as a family. We are fighting in Instagram and Twitter comment sections. And we're like, that is not her. Not all Black people look alike. Rude. Yeah, that's not me. That's not me. Hey, Tony. Okay. I got you. We are going to get into the Potomac review first. Let's talk about it. Oh, God. I'm sorry. My little sister just got on a plane. I just wanted to make sure she's okay. Now, you always got to check the group chat to make sure everything's out fine and dandy. All right, let me get my notes. I don't think this is going to be in any order. It's just stuff that I just want to talk about. So let's get into it. First of all, y'all know that I'm going to say something about them going to Mexico. At Potomac, listen, y'all bring the drama. Y'all bring the comedy. Y'all are really up there with Atlanta, right? If not, probably surpassing Atlanta at this point. I will give y'all that. But one thing that we have to work on, the money. Where is the money? And I'm not saying that Mexico is cheap, right? I'm not saying that you can't go to Mexico and have a lavish trip. What I am saying is that this ain't it. This trip was very, working class pedestrian. No shade, because I'm working class pedestrian. I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to change my tax bracket. Keep me in your prayers. Anyway, my thing is, one of the key factors of the show is wealth. I didn't see it. We just never see it on Potomac. Like, y'all don't serve in any other aspect that's necessary for it to be a housewife show, right? Y'all don't serve in money. No shade. I'm just being real. Y'all don't serve in fashions. Y'all don't serve in hair. Y'all don't serve in makeup. It's just like, y'all not put together. Y'all ain't got no money. Like, what is going on? This is not the Housewives at this point. You know what I mean? Then let it just be the Real Girlfriends of Potomac and not the Housewives, because you guys have to have that. And I just don't see it. I was looking at this Mexico trip like, I feel like I could do that. And I shouldn't feel that way. I should be like, ooh, let me put this on my little wish list for when, I snag me somebody wealthy. You know what? I'm not thinking like that no more. It's the new year. It's the new year. Let me put this on my wish list for when the Lord opens up my territory and allows me to be blessed financially so that I can take a trip to Mexico and have a lavish trip. I don't need a sugar daddy. I may want one who don't want sugar, but I don't need one because I have the Lord. Anyway, I just feel like we just don't see the money. I was like, oh, we're going to Mexico. Again, like, you're even going to Cabo. Like, I need something else. Can we go to Costa Rica? Like, if we're, the hell was that? Child, hold on. I got the lock on. Hold on. Welcome back, fam. Why was you knocking on the door? That scared me. Okay. Well, I mean, they heard you knocking on the door. Mama, be careful. Anyway, what was I talking about? I just feel like they need to go somewhere else, right? Have they ever been to Greece? Have they ever been to Paris? We gotta get out of North America. That's all I'm saying. Wait, that's South America, right? Is Mexico South America? American education system. Hold on. That gotta be South America. That's South America. Is Mexico South America? I went to performing arts high school in college. Is Mexico South America? Mexico. Oh! Is a country. Southern part of North America. Mexico was North American. It's isolated. Mexico is Middle America or something. It's neither South nor North. Oh, it is North. You know what I mean. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Can we go to South Africa? Can we go to Dubai? I just feel like we got to get out of Mexico. I promise you guys, I'm smart. It's the geography that be getting me. That geography and that algebra that get me. Anyway, let's move on. I quickly want to talk about the fight between Charisse and Karen at the end when Karen was like, keep my mother's name out your MFing mouth. Karen is a cusser. I will say this. At first, I was like, Karen, I feel like you're doing too much, right? Because I don't think that Charisse said, and when I officially saw what Charisse said at the end of one of them episodes, I was like, I don't really see what the beef is, right? But then when you see the rest of the episode, and then Karen talks about it a bit on, I think either her TikTok or her YouTube. I'm gonna be real with you. I saw it on Kempire, so I don't know where he got it from. But she was talking about why she felt a certain way because Charisse had not talked to her the entire time, right? And then she showed up like while they were beefing at her mother's funeral or whatever. But Karen was just like, you showed up when it was time to film, right? You showed up when you could use it as a way to either interact with me or get on the show. And then you bring it up on the show as a way to say that nobody else has been there for you but me. But I've only seen you once, and it was at my mother's funeral when the show was filming. So it didn't feel genuine to her. And with a bit more context, I got it, right? I don't understand why Robin and Giselle is trying to push this narrative that her and Karen need to be friends, because I feel like at this point, y'all all co-workers. I think the only friends on this show at this point, like real friends outside of the show, I feel like it's either Wendy and Candace. And the reason why I say that is because I see them a lot outside of the show. And when they do press tours, it's normally them, right? It's normally Candace and Wendy, and then it's Giselle and Robin. So that's normally how it works out. So I could say out of the co-workers, I would say that those two sets are friends, but I feel like Robin and Giselle are more of a not good time girls, but the best way I can explain it is thieves. You know what I mean? They thick as thieves. I feel like anything could break them up, but because they have like this blood oath to do evil together, that relationship is a bit tight, but I don't think it's tight for good. It's tight for evil. If you pick it up what I'm putting down, right? If I'm making any sense in that area. But I just don't understand why Robin and Giselle is trying to push this, push Charisse on Karen. And you know what? I just thought about it. I think what they're trying to do is, I think Karen is the holdout, right? I think Robin and Giselle want Charisse on the show because I think that they're really friends with her outside of the show. And I think Karen is the holdout. She is the one who won't invite Charisse to things. So Charisse could never be an ensemble cast member, a main ensemble cast member. She'll always be a friend of, because Karen just won't invite her to stuff. So I think they were trying to push that so that they could make up so that, Charisse would be able to come back as a full-time cast member, but that's just not going to happen. So I feel like they should move on from that. Season 8, let's figure something else out. Let's figure something else out. Let's get into Baby Bop. Let's get into Baby Bop because I wanted to talk to you guys about it, but things happened and I wasn't here. Listen. She favors Baby Bop, absolutely. But this is a pretty woman. I will give it to her, right? I do feel like that Deborah's head is a little, little bigger than it should be because Black community, this is your fault. Our community, I'm removing myself from this, tells people that have a non-Black parent or a specific, hair curl pattern or a specific shade, if your paper bag are a little bit of lighter, we make them think that y'all make them think that they could hold a candle to a Naomi Campbell, right? And I think Deborah was set up by Ashley to fail. I got to be honest with you. I feel like if she should be mad at anybody, it shouldn't be the fans. It should absolutely be Ashley because Ashley knew she could not bring that BS storyline on this show. So she set her up to do it, and how the chips fell, they fell. So what happened was this woman with this overinflated sense of self or reality, right, came onto this show thinking that she could hold a candle to Candace, right? So that everybody would believe because, Candace is she, right? So she thought that everybody would believe that, of course, Chris and Happy Eddie head would turn when she walked in the room. What she wasn't prepared for was the messy Real Housewives of Potomac editors. They were doing their job this season. I don't think they clocked in any other season, but this season they clocked in. They got paid a little extra time or a little bonus or something because they said, we're going to show up to work this season. And they showed up to work, right? And they pretty much, put this to rest. But I feel like this woman, because if you go check her Instagram, let me see, what was the most recent thing that she posted on her Instagram? What did she? Here it is. She has this post that says, in LGBTQ letters, and the colors. I don't know why she chose this background, but she says, I will and I shall be vindicated. Nobody can make that happen but me, period. And then somebody responds, girl, if the producers are holding out on us, this will be epic. Deborah, I don't think that the producers are holding any footage, right, that will vindicate you. I think they showed what they needed to show. And if they had more, they would have showed it, right? Because even if Bravo or Andy or whatever is not a fan of Candace, she's a main character. So if there was something in the storyline to vindicate or validate anything that you've said, I think they would have showed it. by now. I don't think there'll be a gotcha at the reunion. And I honestly think this will be the last time we will see you on the show because Ashley used you to, go against one of the main cast members. And, essentially you both failed. So I think she's done with you, right? And I think you're going to realize that when it's time, because I think it's coming up, when it's time to start filming for season 8 and she blocks you. I think she's going to block you. Stay woke. Stay woke, girl. Stay woke. Let's move on. Because Ashley, ooh, she's something else. She's something else. Anyway, let's get into this episode. Karen is not jealous of I don't think that Karen is jealous of Robin or Giselle or anybody on this show. I do think, Karen, I got to be honest with you. I do think it was a lot delusional of you to say that Juan is attracted to you. Now, it's not because I don't think he is, right? It's not because I don't think he could be. I just don't think that he is. And again, bravo to the Bravo Real Housewife of Potomac editors, because they showed the clip where you said that man grabbed you and almost broke your back and ripped your bra strap up. Child, broke your back. He gripped you up and he told you off camera that if he could have a third in his threesome, it'd be you. I really think that it was just the nice guy being kind to the older lady to make her feel a certain way. Again, not saying that he could not be attracted to you. He probably could be, right? I just don't think he is. And I think that it was just him, joking with a friend off camera, which leads me to this. The Real Housewives of Potomac is going to make their environment so uncomfortable that men will not want to work on this set. Now, there are a lot of men, right, especially in the entertainment industry, saying, oh, Me Too made it hard for me to be in a room with women. I 1000% disagree with that. I will say, this situation, if Chris or Juan were to say that, I would have to hear him out. I would have to hear him out because I feel like Karen and Giselle have perverted this movement that is still being used to give a voice to women who felt, who felt hopeless in an industry and in a society that does not hear them, right? When you are so careless about the words that you use, not careless, when you are purposefully careless about your words concerning how a man interacted with you, I don't think that it soils Me Too. I think when women do that, it just makes it harder for the next woman who needs to be believed. And Karen, I've been rocking with you this whole season. I could not rock with you in that moment when I think you were just so upset that you just kept on going on. And then you went to, not only is he attracted to you because the mistress in Georgetown looks like you, so he's attracted to you. He told you that you would be the third in their threesome. Then he grabbed you so hard it almost broke your back and, ripped open your bra or whatever. Then it got to, oh, he made me uncomfortable. Not saying that it didn't happen, but it's just weird that it came out in an argument that you used against his wife. Shame on you for making me defend Robin. Shame on you. You had me until you went there. And I think you went there because Robin got you. Robin got you with the blue eyes. Now, I ain't never believed this blue eye story, Mr. Blue Eye story, until Robin pulled out this picture. Now, it probably could not have been anything. It probably wasn't a big deal, right? But it was the way you reacted, Karen, and it was the things that you said after that that made me feel like there's some kind of truth to this relationship. Because if Robin had any kind of receipt that was valuable to this argument, the show would have showed it. They would have showed you and Mr., Blue Eyes, gripped up, hugged up, at a Cheesecake Factory or something, right? but they didn't show it. They didn't. The producer probably looked at that picture and was like, Robin, go ahead on somewhere, and just didn't think that it was of any value. So it didn't need to be in the show. Now, if the producer, right, if production that is putting this show together for views, which then interprets into a lot of money for the people who are doing their job correctly, they would absolutely put that in the show. But they just didn't find any value in it, so they didn't do it. So Robin's receipt wasn't a big deal to me. It was Karen's reaction to the receipt that made me think, maybe there is some truth to this. I don't know. But the way you reacted and how you went off the rails, because I felt like, Karen, you knew that you were just going to cuckoo town when all of a sudden you started just elaborating. I felt like you could have stopped at that it's an older woman and he's dating her and they saw them in Georgetown. When you went to, she looks like me, he grabbed me, told me I would be the third in a relationship. He made me feel uncomfortable. I think that's when you went to Cuckoo Town. And you probably should have stayed at Georgetown and you probably would have had a better argument, in my opinion. But I just could not get with you with that. I will say this, though. Although you lost me in the end, you had me in the beginning. One thing about Karen, let's bring up Mother. One thing about Karen, she'll always have time for Gizelle. She will always have time for Gizelle. Because so let me get to the argument. The argument that Karen and Robin were having was because Karen strategically sat down with Ashley and was just like, oh, Juan has a girlfriend. I saw them in Georgetown. My friend of a friend told me that they saw them in Georgetown. She's an older woman. She looks a lot like me. She knew exactly what she was doing when she told this to Ashley, because Ashley is a bone carrier, right? Ashley is a lot of things on this show, which is why she continues to come back and will continue to come back. But she knew who she was sitting with. She knew who she was talking to. And she knew that it would get back because she said it on camera to the messiest person on the show. So she knew what she was doing, right? So Ashley goes back and tells Robin and acts like, oh, I don't want to tell you. I want to wait for Karen to tell you, but I feel uncomfortable because I'm around you. Girl, you're messy. Keep going. So she tells Robin. Then, Robin brings it up while they're all at dinner, right? So Robin and Karen are going back and forth. Then Gizelle jumps in. Let me tell you something. Gizelle can say one thing. Karen will always make time for her. I don't know what Gizelle said, right? All I know is that Gizelle said something to defend Robin, and Karen took her eyes off of Robin and looked at her and said, shut up, Gizelle. You ain't nowhere near an altar, so you shouldn't be in this conversation. Thou don't have a man? Like what? She will always make time to drag that woman. I don't care. She could be fighting everybody at one time. Gizelle could just walk in and say, what's going on? And Karen will direct her energy straight to her and get her together. They are frenemies to the core, and I love it. Anyway, let's move on from that little disagreement. But Karen, I was with you. Until you lost me with the whole Juan thing. I will also say this. I do think that Karen I understand her being upset, right, about Robin and Gizelle trying to force this friendship of Charisse on her because she doesn't like her. Karen doesn't like her, and she doesn't have to. And when Charisse is around, she's cordial, but Charisse is constantly forcing a conversation because Karen, and we all know what Charisse is doing. She wants camera time because if Karen does not want to film with her, one of the main cast members, there are two people on the show, well, three, but mainly two, who will always have a place on Potomac, and that is Gizelle and Karen. Why? Because they're great at what they do, especially their dynamic. Their dynamic is perfect. They have a great dynamic for what this show is. So they will always be on the show, in my opinion, right? So if you can't work it out with Karen, then they're essentially kind of dead in the water. It'll be the same thing with Gizelle. If you can't make it work with them, you're essentially, dead in the water. Monique was the only one, in my opinion, who I felt like could come back from being taken down by Gizelle. I just don't think she had the wisdom to really take Gizelle down and stand in it. I just feel like she got too caught up in emotions, and not that this show is what this is supposed to be. I felt like Monique just got outside of herself and messed up a really nice check. But again, she says she'll need this measly check, so good for her. Anyway, I do agree with Karen feeling some sort of way because she knows what they're trying to do. They're trying to force her to interact with her and make up with her so that Charisse could be pulled into a main cast member role. And that's why, in my opinion, they have been coming after Wendy so hard because they felt like Wendy could be dropped down. But them going after her so hard has made Wendy overperform. So she's in the place right now where she's an untouchable. Like nobody's touching Wendy. Candace, Karen, Giselle, and I think Ashley at this point are safe. I feel like everybody else, not sure. But I get why Karen felt a certain way, right? I've been on her side the whole time, but the little detour with Juan, she lost me. Speaking of Juan, let's get into it. Robin, why did you call your fiance, ex-husband, fiance, roommate, baby father? Why would you call him on camera, mic'd up, and ask him this question? Because I guarantee you that Juan did not know that he was being recorded. I don't think he knew. I do not think that he knew because she was talking to Ashley about, what Karen said, and then she just called him. And it wasn't like the scene, what am I trying to say? Not the scene. The clip wasn't cut up. It was like just a straight shot. It was Ashley talking to Robin, and then Robin pulls out her phone and calls Juan, and we just watched the whole scene through. So it wasn't a cut, right? It wasn't a, hey Juan, you're being recorded right now, watch yourself. Because I don't think he would have said what he said, right? Because Ashley was like, I've done a little bit too much, but I don't think he would have said what he said, and I don't think that he would have spoken to her that way on camera. We've only heard Juan speak that way about Robin when he didn't know that he was being recorded. And that was when he was saying he's miserable in his relationship. He wants out of it. He's just staying for his kids. We all remember that scene, right? So I don't think that he knew. And that's so weird to me, right? Because if this is somebody that you love, that you've married, right, and that you want to have a healthy relationship with, why you put your man on blast like that? That was just so weird to me that she didn't tell him that he was being recorded. Because they could have cut it out, right? And then just gave us a whole nother clip. But you just called the man, and he was, first of all, why doesn't he what's up, Robin? Like, that's how your fiance greets you. I just feel like they have a boy relationship, like they boys. It was just real, like, ain't no, hey honey, what's up? How's it going? Hey, my love. It was none of that. It was, what's up, Robin? I'm like, that's your fiance? Maybe people have relationships like that, but it was just a little weird that I was like, oh, do he know it's you and not like his accountant? Right? Do he know it's you and not the plumber? Why was he just, what's up, Robin? And she's like, well, Karen is lying on you. And he just got so frustrated and lost it. Listen, I don't think that, Juan is going to beat the women up. It did kind of sound like that, Juan. I don't think he meant that, right? But I do think he's very frustrated with this show. And I also think that during this time of filming is when he was going through all that stuff with the case and the students at his job. And I just felt like he was probably just very frustrated. And then Robin calls him with this, and he's like, I don't feel like it. Like, I'm sick of them. I'm tired. I don't go out. I don't do nothing. He was so frustrated. And I felt like if you're his fiance, if you're his wife, you should protect your husband in a certain way and not, have him, be outside of himself on camera. But, the things people do for a check, Anyway, let's move on. Oh my God, thank you, Missy. Hold on, I left my click up, but thank you so much. Missy sent your girl a cash app. She said, for the queen, happy to see you. Thank you, Missy. Happy to be here. Thank you. Thank you so much, Missy. Cha-ching. Let's move on. Oh, we got to get to Real Housewives of Miami. Anyway, that's all. Is that all I want to talk about? Wendy. You making up with Mia. I hope that that's strategic, right? Because when Wendy and Mia were making up, it was just weird, right? Because they tried to make up twice. First time was at the dinner table, and Mia says to Wendy, I feel like me and you." She's like, "I like you." I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry. "I like you, and I think you're great," or whatever. But I think the reason why we can't be friends is because of your insecurities. Wendy was like, "What insecurities?" I said the same thing too. I was like, "What insecurities?" And how is Wendy jealous of Mia? That's something that Giselle says all the time. And she says it a lot. I ain't even gonna go there, but she says it a lot. What is Wendy jealous of? What is Wendy jealous of? But anyway, me, it's like you just have a lot of insecurities, and then the conversation started to go another way, right? So they was like, "Wait a minute, let's try it again. Let's try it again." So Wendy was just like, let's talk about it without everybody, and we could have that conversation. So they meet up later, and me is just like, "You're so great," or whatever, and I just don't want to have this beef with you. And Wendy's like, "Yeah, I love you. You're so great." And I'm like, "Are y'all doing this for the show, or do you really feel this way, Wendy?" Because it's just very weird to me how this girl threw a drink on you and missed your head with her purse. Y'all can make up that easy? I will say, Wendy mentioned something that I talked about when she said her throwing the drink on her was like her spitting on her. And I was like, "That's what I'm telling you. That's what that is. You throw a drink on me, you're spitting on me, especially if you sipped that drink before, you're spitting on me." It's utter disrespect. But Wendy forgave her and moved on. And that's what I'm doing in these reviews, right? I, as a viewer, as a reviewer, am going to move on when the cast moves on. I'm not holding on to nothing. Why the hell am I holding on to something and you and this chick is cool? Next season, y'all gonna be best buddies, hosting trips together and everything. No, I'm moving on. When you move on, I move on. So Wendy's over it, I'm over it. Let's move on to Mia and Jacqueline. Let's talk about the Good Time Girls. So remember last year when I told y'all that Mia and Jacqueline are Good Time Girls, and basically they're Good Time Girls who become friends out of, financial circumstances. You know what I mean? When it's like not really a friendship that could have formed in like a healthy environment. It's a friendship that formed through, look a certain look, scamming, hoeing, right? Yes, Mia moved in with Jacqueline when she was, when they were in high school or whatever. But how do they become friends? I feel like we see how how their friendship formed, right? It was more of, in my opinion, from what I've seen, Mia, it could be a lot deeper, but it looks like this friendship started off and has always been an aesthetic friendship. I think with Jacqueline, the friendship got a bit deeper when you moved into her home and, became like her sister and her mom, and the family just embraced you, and it got to be deeper. But the foundation, in my opinion, was never secure, right? It was always, on Christ the solid rock I stand. Oh, the sinking sand. That's what I was trying to get to. It's always was sinking sand because the foundation was never rock solid. It's always sandy. So that's how the relationship was able to crumble so quickly. Because I don't really think y'all had a core. I think the core was aesthetic and then need, but not really, "Oh, this is somebody I want to do life with." That's what I get. I could be wrong, Jacqueline. And to your sister, this is just an observation, ma'am. Please don't cuss me out. So anyway, Jacqueline, I feel like in the last few episodes have realized that where she is with Mia, Mia has never been with her. I think Mia has always resented Jacqueline for the things that she has had. And because she has been in need, she accepted those things. But when she got in a position where she no longer needed help and now could help Jacqueline, things changed because her intentions were never pure. I think Jacqueline's intentions were pure. I think her family's intentions were pure. But when Mia finally got on her feet, the resentment probably started to show. I don't think this is the first time because they said, "Oh, we fight like sisters." And I'm just like, "Well, what sisters fight like this?" I don't care how much me and my sisters are beefing. My sisters would never say in front of my coworkers, especially a coworker I'm beefing with, that I sleep with people's husbands. What kind of sisters fight like this? You know what I mean? I think that their friendship has always been fragile. And I feel like it's been more fragile on Mia's side. It's unfortunate that Jacqueline was able to see that it was never really a foundational relationship on camera. On camera. Because girl, Jacqueline was holding on. She was holding on to that friendship. Mia will cuss her out, tell her business, say she getting on her nerves, call her all kinds of bees, and Jacqueline would just have a breakdown. Then the next day be like, Mia, let's talk. Let's talk. We're sisters. And Mia's like, you're not my sister. You're a whore. You sleep with people's husbands. And Jacqueline's like, oh my God, how dare you? How did you say that? Oh my God. And she will fall out, run to Candace and Wendy, the chicks that you was hating on for Mia, was the ones that was comforting you. Child. Anyway, so she runs to them for comfort. Then as soon as she gets in a better place, she runs to Mia again and tries to be friends with Mia. And Mia is just like, oh, I gave you everything. My husband gave you a car and you slept with my husband for a down payment on your Porsche. And she just says all these mean things. And then Jacqueline has to break down again. Then she gets to Ashley's birthday dinner and she's like, guys, I don't want to talk about this with you guys. When they're checking on her, I don't want to talk about this with you guys. No, I'm not going to say anything to you guys. Me and her, my sister, we're going to work it out. And Mia's like, sister, I'm not your sister. You're annoying. Nobody likes you. Like, why do you keep on trying to befriend this woman who keeps on dragging you? At this point, either y'all are former lovers or you are just obsessed with being on this show as well, Jacqueline. We have to, now let's talk about that because Mia has embarrassed you now for 4 episodes and you still hang around. She embarrasses you, tells your business, cusses you out every chance that she gets, and you're still around. Mia would have got one time with me. One time with me. You sleep with people's husbands. I do what? Me? You talk about me, bestie? You talk about me, sis? Okay, jump over the table, headlock, security pulling me back, headlock, grip, go to sleep. You know what I mean? Then, Bravo got to cut the cameras and say that I was removed from Mexico, from North America. I was moved from one part of North America and sent back to the part where I'm from. That's what happened. Y'all would have never seen me again after that. But Jacqueline, you just keep on coming back. And she keeps on embarrassing you. So either you're in love with this woman or you're a really good friend to a fault, or you want to be on this show just as much as she does. Which one is it? Is it one or the other or a combination of all three? Let's talk. That's all I really want to say. I think that's it, right? Yeah. What do y'all have to say about this episode? Real quick. Wendy, I caught that when you were making up with Mia. You're beautiful. I'm gorgeous. Yes. Stay right there. Stay right there, Wendy. I'm proud of you. Yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. Speaking of gayness, I don't know. Ooh, we're going to get into it more the next episode, but maybe I have a different girl group, but I just feel like it's something up with the housewives. It is something up with these housewives. They never go on these trips without one of them either having sex with each other or fondling the other. Like something always happens. It's like 3 tequila shots and then they're scissoring on a bar. Like, what is this? Is not a reflection of every girl group. I know that this happens in certain girl groups. A lot of them are probably lesbian, but I'm just saying this is not normal, but it's normal for the housewives. Like every time they go on a girls' trip, it's always somebody got drunk, somebody had a threesome. Y'all can't just take a tour a cave, go on a hike, go to the spa, have a nice dinner. Why we gotta be in orgies every freaking housewife show? It's something up. I don't know if it's in the contract, but something ain't right. Something is not right. What do you guys have to say? Let me get into my super chats, and then I will get into the rest of the Star Family comments. Hey, sup, people? Some people said saying that about a man, especially one with Juan's legal trouble, might go very left for him. Absolutely. And this is talking about Karen saying that Juan made her feel uncomfortable. Listen, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying it's mad weird that that came up after you were in an argument with Robin and she was getting the best of you. That's all I'm saying. Thank you, sup, people. Cha-ching. Hey, Miss Gigi88. Thank you for the super chat. Miss Gigi said, Nikki, I went to pick up dinner, so I'm late. That's okay. Oh, how I've missed your light and laughter. Happy New Year. Thank you so much, Miss Gigi. Happy New Year to you as well. Cha-ching. Hey, Miss Luckett-Stars. Thank you for the super chat. Miss Luckett, my Luckett said, hey, Nikki, replay gang here. What's up? Just wanted to bless you and say how much your energy was missed. Thank you so much. You're so kind. I love you guys. I miss you. Keep it going. Miss Mary, the Matt TV, what's up? So my girl Nikki is back. Miss you so much. Now let me start this live from the beginning. LOL. Thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat and thank you for being here. All right, let me get a couple of older comments. And I want to get into these comments while I bring up this article. Miss Brown Sugar said, it's Sharice. Okay. It's Sharice's ear energy that brings me down. If you're going to be sleepy, you got to at least have jokes like Robin. You know what, Sharice? No shade. It's very true. It's very true. I remember not too long ago when y'all got me together because I said I didn't remember her. I didn't remember Sharice. And I watched her. I've been watching Potomac since season 1. I forgot about her. And y'all was like, she put this show together. And I was like, oh, really? I forgot about there's nothing. There's not one scene in my mind that I can remember that's memorable for me with Sharice. Like if anything, I'll have to pull from last week's episode where her and Karen got into it and she hit that table. Listen, I don't like them getting into it, but I finally saw some energy from Sharice. And I was like, okay, I can deal with this, but I don't want them to have to fight and throw drinks, but you got to give me something. Every scene, Sharice is sitting to the side, wig shifted another way, and it's like, you're about to fall asleep at this table. Why do you want to be on this show? You're just so, Karen, she doesn't want me to come, but the girls love me because I put them together. Together. Yawn. Come, pick it up, mama. We only got an hour. We got a lot of storyline to get through. She needs some energy. She just needs some energy. This Eeyore, you right on it, Miss Brown Sugar. Megan said, Nikki, what a surprise. Welcome back. Thank you. Thank you. Deborah, yes. Yes. Absolutely went to her head. Absolutely. E for me. Oh, darn it. I do this all the time. E for no. E for empathy. Hey, my love. So if I was Deborah, I would have cussed Ashley out for even gassing me up like that. Yep. Shut down my social media and go on a long vacation. Ashley had her out there and Deborah doubled down. She sure did. Remember she was at that table? Yeah, when I saw Chris and Happy Eddie, he was happy to see me. Oh, I hope to never be that self-aware. I've been unself-aware. Oh my God. It was just like, you really came on this show and said that these men were drooling over you. What made you believe that? Is this really how you are walking? See, I'm not light, so I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not light, and my hair was in the 4s. I was going to say 4C, but y'all cussed me out the last time. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm Zork. You know what I mean? And I got my ancestors' features. You know what I mean? Like, you're not mistaking me for nothing else, right? So I don't know what that's like to walk through the world thinking that everybody wants me, no matter how raggedy I look. I don't know what that's like. But just, how do you say that and believe it. Because I think she believes it. I think she believes it. She was so confident when she said that. And everybody was like, oh, oh, just, oh Lord, I would hate to be that. I would hate to be that. Minerva said Wendy has been serving this season with fashions, hair, and makeup. She has. I want Wendy to let the wet and wavy wig go. I don't want to, after Mexico, I don't want to see it no more, Wendy. I don't want to see it. The long drunken love, I don't want to see it no more. But she has been serving. Hey, Yolanda. Yolanda said Karen looks great, but I'm waiting for the reunion to see how this situation with Juan plays out. Yeah, Karen had me until she got that last statement about Juan. Kiki said, but remember when she said a few seasons back that Robin has to worry about what Juan says when he's drunk at her wig party. True. She did. She always, let me tell you something. She always has a little something. I feel like Karen has a lot on Robin and she just releases it slightly. Only when Robin comes for her. Speaking of Karen, let's talk about how she said that Robin not getting married. And Robin allegedly is married, according to people. Hey, AI said, I don't think Juan is attracted to Robin. The reason he probably married her is because her parents took him in. They were young. You know, bless their hearts. Let's read this article from People magazine that says Robin and Juan Dixon are married again. People, you shady. Real Housewives of Potomac star to air surprise wedding in season 7 finale. Karen Robin got you with this one. The Real Housewives of Potomac star and former NBA player have tied the knot for a second time. People can exclusively reveal Robin and Juan Dixon are officially married again. The Real Housewives of Potomac star and former NBA player who share a son, Corey, 14, and Carter, 13, have tied the knot for a second time. 3 sources confirm their happy news is revealed in the upcoming finale episode of Real Housewives of Potomac's 7th season, which will feature footage of Dixon's big day, which was taped after the show wrap and did not include Robin's fellow Potomac housewives. According to insiders, Robin will open up more about the intimate nuptials at the reunion special, which was taped last Thursday. Representatives for Bravo and Dixon had no comment. So wait, is this not going to be played at the reunion? Because they said it's going to show. I know. Is it going to show at the season finale? But the reunion was already aired. I hope we get to see it. I need to see Karen's reaction. I know she's going to have something fake. Well, I didn't see a marriage certificate. Karen is going to say something about how this wedding is not legitimate. She is going to have something to say. And I don't think we'll see Juan at this reunion. He seems so sick of this show. And understandable, but I'm like, you gotta be real. Bravo keeping the lights on. For real. No shade. We're just being real. They're keeping the lights on. So I get you're being upset, but what y'all gonna do? No shade. Let me get some more current comments. Hey, Dahlia. Dahlia said the men are always getting dragged into the mess and not even getting paid for their troubles. Say what you want, but Ashley always cover Michael. Yep. Even now, with receipts, with footage, she still covered that man even when she should not have. She was a wife. These other women, not so much. Drewski said, isn't Giselle and AKA the colorism is coming from inside the house? Ooh. AKA, the AKA's got a colorism. Wait a minute. Is that School Days? Well, the School Days girls, the don't you wish you had hair like this? Were they supposed to be the AKAs? You know, I don't know. I went to art school, performing arts school. We ain't have none of that. The only sorority slash fraternity we had at my school was the LGBTQ community. That was it. You're either a straight or a gay. Cordelia said on Watch What Happens Live, Ashley said she hasn't talked to Zipporah about the situation. You're probably right about them not. Yep. You're probably right about them not being friends anymore. Yeah, I think her business with her is done. She came on and she failed. I don't think she's going to talk about her ever again. And Deborah, this is a time to get back at her. This is the time to get nasty. This is the time to start talking because y'all about to start, the show's about to start filming again. And I know they didn't call you, right? So this is the time to start making friends with Wendy, apologizing to Happy Eddie, apologizing to Candace, and giving them some tea on how that girl came to her to ruin your marriages. Don't cry. Get even. Rachel said Giselle is the projector, projecting her own feelings onto other people's dynamics so that they can have drama. Like, take the E credit at this point. Yeah, she's good at what she does. She's a great ghost producer. She's a great ghost producer. Kyle from the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, great ghost producer. A phenomenal ghost producer. Oh my God, I forgot her name. It's not Raquel. Garcelle. Oh, I'm so sorry, Garcelle. I was about to call you Raquel. I don't know why I was about to do that. But anyway, she's phenomenal. She's a phenomenal ghost producer. I think, and I'm not going to give the credit to LVP, but I will say she ghost produces like LVP. LVP was in charge of the girls, in charge of the girls. She messed up with Teddy. She messed up with Teddy. Teddy messed you up. You know what, Teddy and Brandy. Yeah, Teddy and Brandy, you messed up there. You messed up there, but you was good. When you were good, you were great, mama. You were great. Let me. Tracy said Tim Bay in a wig is boring. I hate that I knew who you were talking about. It's boring. It has no storyline. She is the Deshaun Snow from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh, don't do Deshaun like that. Hey, Fatim, thank you so much for the super chat. Fatim said, unfortunately, it's karma. Giselle gets to see firsthand what she did to Chris. These women are pathetic for that. It's sad at their age. I agree. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. Hey, Kathy. Kathy said, Nikki, how could you forget Charisse was going to beat Giselle up in the alley on season 2, episode 1 about the fireman comment? Then again, season 3, when her and Robin crashed. Now, I do remember the charity event, but I don't remember her about to beat up Giselle. I got to go back because I just don't remember her. Hi, IA. IA said, unpopular opinion, but could Jackie be the problem too? I see Jackie mistreating Mia when they were younger. Ooh, and now Mia has hit gold by getting with G. Mia lording her status over Jackie. That's a good observation. That could be it too. Carmen Sandy said, I think Wendy needs to get a makeup artist during the season. It looks good at the confessionals, but not during the scenes. I think that's with everybody. I always talk about that on these housewife shows. I'm like, whoever does your makeup in the confessional, you need to hire them throughout the season because you cannot do your own makeup. You cannot do y'all just look so different. Y'all be beat to the gods. Oh, my phone is on silent. Child, y'all be beat to the guys in the confessional, and then we see you in the scene, and it's like, oh, this is a different woman. What's going on? So I feel like they need to hire the same team, but I think the team for the confessionals is Bravo's team, and they probably won't release them, or they're probably too expensive. It is what it is. It is what it is, but I think they all should do that, but they never do. They never do. She got 2 kids. D said Juan decided to get married like Martin's first proposal to Gina. Like, yes, Robin, I will marry you. You happy now? Hey, Sippy Simone. Sippy Simone said, you think Andy going to chew up Robin like he did to Kenya when she married Mark? Well, see, this is the thing. If we're going to see it at the end of the season, then I don't know. Right? I don't know if the Bravo cameras were allowed to be there, but not everybody else. I don't know. It depends on what it looks like. If it's like just some iPhone footage, yeah, I don't think he'll like that. I don't think he will like that. Megan said, dang, I thought the curse of Michael Darby's, they're not getting married. And I know that for a fact is over. Yeah. It is. We will see. We will see. Michelle said, tacky add-on wedding. Yeah, let's talk about that. When she said that she was going to get married the day after her brother-in-law got married, I was like, does your sister-in-law, your brother-in-law's wife or fiance know that? Because I don't see any woman saying yes after I'm done saying I do. You can run up there, snag the preacher, and have your own little ceremony while eating the leftovers from my buffet. I don't feel I just don't see another bride going along with that. So I don't know how true that part is. But I think they did get married. But I don't know. I don't see another woman going along with that. I wouldn't. Like, no. These are my favors. Like, what are you doing? Get out. No, not my spot. Find something else. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh no, Cameron said the AKA. Shout out to my sister. Definitely have a colorism issue with it. Oh, ciao. Oh, no. Oh my gosh. I did not know this. Oops. Oops. Child, let me take this down because I don't want them in here fighting me. I ain't say nothing, and I don't know if this is true. Alana, oh, come on, sinuses. Alana said, excuse me. Alana said, Nikki, I miss you. I don't get to catch the lives as much due to my stupid job. Oh, don't worry about it. There's always replay gang. Girl, I just got back. Okay. I'm gonna get a couple more, and then we're going to get into Rinna. Some people said Mia said Jackie used to hit her when she was mad. She also said that they was examining each other's coochies. I don't know what to believe about this relationship. I really don't know. Even Jacqueline was like, Mia's a liar. She's like, she lies about everything and I protect her. And even though I'm in a position where I can say everything, and expose her, I won't. So who knows what's true? Who knows what's true? But I'm telling you, them good time girl relationships always fall apart. And they always fall apart in Miami. What is it about Miami that breaks up the good time girl relationships? I don't know. We have to unpack that because Miami breaks up them good time girl friendships within seconds. Miss Brown Sugar said, I mean, the confessionals are the perfect setting too. Sitting down in AC with perfect lighting, hard to compare melting in the Caribbean sun. True. True. See, AKAs and deltas, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know what is true and what is not. We are all one people. We are not doing that. What Simply Simone be having all the tea. Simply Simone said that she apparently got married in one of her confessional striped dresses too. I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, Robin's a budgetnista. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm a budgetnista as well, but I will probably get a new wedding dress. IA said, how ironic that the lady started the season by creating a false narrative about Chris, and now the season's ending with the false narrative about Juan. The tables will always turn on you. True that. But I feel bad for Robin because she was protecting Candace until she wasn't. But she was just like, I don't believe that about Chris. And so for that to be turned on to her is like, that should have been Giselle. But, Giselle is thou shall not have a man. So, poor thing. Unfortunately, she got hit with a stray from Karen. It's always a stray from Karen. Last one. Dahlia said, good time girl relationships center around money and men, men, and looks. So naturally they fight over Miami's export. Very, 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 very true. Let's get into Rinna. So I want to quickly go through this interview that she did. She's talking all kinds of crap. But this is the thing. I want to say this. I was very shocked that Lisa Rinna was given her walking papers. Fired from Bravo. Fired. I I do want to say this. I don't think she got fired for the reasons that I think the fan base wants her to be fired for. I think a lot of people are like, oh, Bravo has a moral compass and they fired her because she's just a mean girl and she treats the fans so poorly. No, I think that Rinna, wait, I have a picture of her. There she is. I think that Rinna was let go over money. I think it was a contract dispute. I'm telling you, at BravoCon, y'all can say what y'all want. Everybody was like, oh, because a lot of people were sending me the video. Oh, Nikki, they were booing her at BravoCon. Boos, screams, yells, cheers, whatever it was. She had the biggest reaction out of every housewife that walked onto that stage. Lisa Rinna had the biggest reaction. Whether it was negative or positive, it was the biggest reaction. And that means that loud reaction means even if it's bad, even if you don't like her, it means that she's popular. So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, they're not getting rid of her. Unless, Lisa Rinna was kicking a newborn white child across the street and it was on video, then yes, Bravo would have let her go, right? Because of the moral compass that they have, and because, oh, that was terrible what she did. But had a situation like that not happen or whatever, that reaction that she got at BravoCon, that let me know that she was coming back. I was just like, oh, I know that Twitter is going to be ablaze when they release the cast for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and Lisa Rinna is still on it. That's why I think that Bravo gave this show a break, because they wanted the fans to forget about how much they hated Rinna. I think they were doing that for you. But I think when it was time to sign the contract, Rinna made a very dumb decision and asked for more money. Listen, I think you should have. She's talented. She brings a lot to the show, whether you like her or not. People are watching. Even if you hate watching, you're watching. A lot of people have hate watched people to really nice paychecks. Shout out to Meghan McCain. The View was never let her go. She quit The View. They didn't fire her. She said that she was sick of walking down the streets of New York and getting bottles thrown at her. They ran her out of New York. She said her husband couldn't go nowhere to eat. Like, New Yorkers are something else. So she just could not live in that place comfortably and do that job because, New Yorkers just did not like her. But Meghan McCain quit. She wasn't fired. Rinna quit. She wasn't fired. And I think the quitting or the firing of Rinna happened because they just could not come to a negotiation over contracts. I think when the contract was sent out, Rinna talked to her agent, and her agent said, let's ask for more. And they asked for more. And Bravo sent the contract back and said, this is what we're doing. We're not doing this. First of all, you can't negotiate when a large majority of the fan base is asking for your firing. Be real here. Be real here. You take what they give you because you're in a hot seat right now, right? You don't want to give them any more of an inkling to get rid of you. Yes, she was very popular, right? Even in a negative way. But you're also in a hot seat, right? You also got Bravo in a lot of trouble. So sit there, take your check, and do your job. You don't ask for more money and they're getting complaints about you. So I think her agent had the conversation. The agent said, listen, you're really popular, whether they like you or not. A lot of people are talking about you. You trend every episode. She did. Not even going to hold you. She was trending every episode. So let's ask for more money. And Rinna's like, yeah, of course, let's do it. So she asked for more money. And Bravo said, no. You're problematic. Absolutely not. You'll get views, but you're problematic. You're not in a position to negotiate right now. Sent the contract back. Got to the agents. Agents like, oh, they're playing hardball. Let's say we'll take half or nothing. And Bravo got the contract and said, nothing. You better take this or nothing at all. And she called their bluff. And they said, okay, because I'm on the phone with your competition right now. Andy said, no problem. Hello. Christy Teigen. Girl, you never play ball when you're in the hot seat. I'm telling you, it was over money. She did not get let go because the fans don't like her. It was purely money. And listen, I'm not saying that the woman shouldn't have asked for more money. I'm saying this was not the time for her to ask for more money. And Bravo said, absolutely not. We don't negotiate with terrorists. Like, it's not happening. It's not happening. And, you know, that check was nice, Renna. That was a nice check, and you needed it. No shade. Ain't nobody buying your wine and your lip gloss. Ain't nobody buying that rosé. Renna rosé. Ain't nobody buying that lip gloss. You better put that on QVC and hope Middle America buys that. Why would you do that? I was like, oh, Lisa, no, you need this check. Harry is doing community theater plays. Y'all need that check. Y'all can't keep on refinancing at home. We'll see her again, but for less money. This is I'm gonna give you this free tea to anybody who is auditioning for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, or if it's, you know, you're a middle-aged woman, your kids are finally getting to a certain age where they don't need you as much, and you're wealthy and you got some money, right? And Bravo films in your city, and you probably know some people who are already filming on the show, so you know you're probably going to go into that casting office at some point. I'm telling you right now, whatever they give you, we don't know who you are. Take it. Take it. Come be a star. Negotiate season 3. Unless you kill it on season 2, take what they give you. Now, if you're trending every freaking episode and everybody's talking about you on Watch What Happens Live, then you can negotiate a bit better. And also join the union. Do not join the union until you can, you know, really secure that bag in season 3. That's when when you come back for your 3rd season. That's when you can negotiate. Now, if you're going to be back on the show, but you've been a little problematic, they found some tweets, you're liking some stuff you shouldn't like, you better take what they give you, girl. You better take what they give you, because they already have so many reasons to fire you. You already have so many notices. You're already causing problems. Take what they gonna give you and shut up. Renna didn't take it. I don't know what you gonna do. Is Olivia booking like that? Is the other daughter modeling too? Is one of them gonna marry somebody wealthy? What are y'all going to do? LA is expensive. You better move to Texas. Ciao. Anyway, let's get into this interview with Interview Magazine. It's called Dirty Work. Lisa Rinna speaks her truth. This guy, will call him Mel. He says, so Lisa Rinna came over. Lisa Rinna came over to my house, and I asked her, where'd you come from? She says, Pilates, then therapy. Odenberg says, wow. She says, so I'm not cute, but I'm real. I'm in an LA mode. Mel says, we met at a catastrophic fashion show in Paris. We talked about Housewives. I actually had a tear in my eye after talking to you because you gave me so much hot tea. I was like, I'm the luckiest homosexual alive today. And now you have announced, Brenna, that I have left the show after 8 years, which is a long time. And he says, that's multiple eras. Renna, I look at it as an era for sure. This is the longest job I've ever had in my 35-year career. As an actor, you don't usually get to work on a show for 8 years. You might get 5 or 6, but not many people work on a show for 8 years. It's just unheard of in our business. How do you feel? Well, I feel a lot of things. It's always a scary thing to decide to leave something, but I always know when I need to do something. What happened was I left, really. Right after the reunion, people don't know that, but I let everyone know right after the reunion that I was going to move on. That was going to be it. I don't believe that. But, you know, you got to hold your head high. I had a rough year. I never think, oh, wow, it's such a rough year and I'll never be able to handle it again. I can always come back and handle something, but something has gotten to the housewife universe because of what's going on in the world. And it's reflected in the way that the fans react to the world of housewives. And I just think it's unhealthy. It wasn't working for me. It wasn't right for me. So what Renna is saying here, they hired a Black woman on my show. And all of a sudden, we had to be careful about how we spoke and treated her, a popular Black woman at that. Girl. Mel says, can you take me through what it was like to be on season 12 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills day to day? Rinna says, well, you get a call maybe the day before the show to show up somewhere. It's planned where you're going to go. What's not planned is what is going to happen. So let's say I get a call that I'm going to go meet Kyle for lunch at this restaurant. So that's what you do. So you go, and then you may have a producer that says, okay, this is what just happened, or we're going to talk about this, or we'd like to talk about this, but there's no direction. Or maybe it's a catch up. You haven't seen Kyle in a while. You're going to catch up, and then what comes out of your mouth drives the story. She's absolutely correct right here. No lying at all. And then the interviewer says, was the vibe for this season effed up? And she said, no, it wasn't. Not at all. No, here's the thing. I love filming. Filming is fun. What is not fun is the airing of the show. So she's talking about you guys. You didn't make the last season fun for her. Filming is one thing, but once you see it, once it goes out into the universe, that I don't love, because it takes on a life of its own. When filming, you have your drama, but it's contained in a sense. And once it goes out, you get opinions and all that stuff that goes on. That's the part I don't like. Does that make sense? Mel says, well, we all know that the editing of the show is genius, but sometimes you're edited well. Other times you're edited to be assassinated. He's a fan. Rinna'S says, here's the thing. We all know what we're doing. We all know what we have. We all know that they have the power in the edit. You do not have the power in the edit whatsoever. She's absolutely right. Of course, if you get a nicer edit, you're happier. Listen, if I could tell my story the way it really, really happened, that would be fabulous, wouldn't it? That doesn't happen for anybody. There's not one person on the cast that feels completely validated and says, oh, yes, you're seeing me for exactly who I am. It's just not part of what you're going to do with 8 people. They're brilliant at what they do. And there are times that I have liked some years more than others. Yes. I hated this year for a lot of reasons. My mom died. We all know that. But that's not the biggest reason. The story just didn't get told as two-sidedly as I would like. It seemed like the tea never got spilled. It didn't. It was unfortunate that there weren't cameras in Aspen. You have an iPhone. It was something that happened so spontaneously in the moment. I didn't think to turn on my voice memos or your camera. When somebody's having a nuclear breakdown, you don't think, oh, I should be filming this. That doesn't come across your mind. When you've actually tried to save somebody and get somebody out of a club because they were hurting themselves, you think, what the F do I do? Do I call the police? I don't know what to do. So yes, it was unfortunate that in this Sprinter van, there were no cameras because we were done filming. We shut down. That wasn't meant to be shown, but it happened. And if you're dealing with me, you're dealing with Erica, we're going to tell the truth. See? Girl, that's where you lose me. All I ever did was tell the truth. Do you have any hypothesis about why it was edited like that? Hypotheses of why it was edited like that. Erica looked really bad in season 12, as far as I'm concerned. And Rinna'S says, I'm not talking about Erica. I'm just talking about myself. Mel says, as a viewer, I'm like, oh, Erica looks pretty bad. She looks wasted. She looks indifferent to the plight of others. Maybe she looks like a bit of a sociopath. Ooh, messy, Mel. And Kathy doesn't land all of her punchlines, but it doesn't really matter. Do you think that just because she's newer on the cast, so she's in her honeymoon period? Rinna'S says, I think it's more complicated than that. I think that certain people got involved. I'm going to tread very lightly, but I think certain people got involved that could maybe quiet the story and could make certain things go away. A whole other level of stuff went down to make sure that person was protected. I think it's pretty obvious. There's a smear campaign that went on online against me. It was all very calculated, and there was a person on payroll doing that. Who? And then Mel says, I guess it was successful. Rinna continues, in a way, maybe, but not really, because I survived it. It didn't ruin my career. Interviewer, as a human, how do you get over this kind of beef? She's talking about her beef that she had with Kathy, where she says that she showed her tail. Rinna'S says, I've done this for years. We saw Kathy at the People's Choice Awards. Harry said to me, you really should just say hi to her and just try to move on from this, because it's not going to do either of you any good. So at the People's Choice Awards, I saw her. We had already had a moment together where we didn't talk and didn't even acknowledge one another. And I said, "Hi, Kathy, how are you? You look great." And it broke the ice. She and I were chatting with Erica, and I gave her a lot of credit for showing up to the reunion because she could have run like Lisa Vanderpump did. Why are you still on Lisa Vanderpump? But she came and she fought. She's got balls, and I respect that she stood up for what she wants people to believe and what she believes in. And I felt good about seeing her and going, hey, we kind of went through a fire together, and here we are. We're still standing. We've been nominated for an award. We do a TV show, and it's time to move along. Listen, Kathy Hilton is great. There are great things about Kathy Hilton and her sister. As her sister Kim said to her, just don't lose your temper on the show. That she also says, when I talk about the Bravo verse and the social media universe, it has infected everybody because everyone wants to be liked so much. And I understand that. We all want to be liked, but when you become a fan favorite and all of a sudden people are really loving you, it's really hard to drop that. She's absolutely talking about Garcelle and the blacks. She hates the way the Black community protects Garcelle. You're in a lunch moment with me. You go, well, I don't want to be the bad guy. I don't want to bring up what needs to be talked about. I don't censor myself. I don't think, oh man, if I do this, I'm effed and no one's going to like me and I'm just going to ruin everything. I just do what the job requires. She's correct about that. Some years is more successful than other. This year, if you really look at it, it was no more terrible than I've ever been. She's also right about that as well. I've raised my voice to Sutton twice. Big effing deal. Look at Erica's behavior. Our behavior is similar, but to single me out this year. Okay, fine. But to single out my behavior this year as being horrific. I mean, did you see me in Amsterdam? I think it was just a conscious effort where people just went, okay, you know what? We're tired of her because I wasn't that bad. I was no worse than I've always been. I agree with her. I think this has been Rinna for a while. Ever since she got that bunny back from Kim, she just flipped the script and just became awful. The interviewer asked her, was her anger real? Rinna says 1,000,000%. Just so you know, we sat down not 5 minutes before that. We hadn't even ordered. We've gotten our drinks, then even pre-ordered our drinks, I think. But you get into that bubble and things are bubbling, and she had pissed me off, talking about Kim. And I had pissed her off so much until that point. And this is the final trip. So you already have 3.5 months and 4 months of stuff just boiling up. Oh, and then she says that the producers fed that whole statement that Kim said about Rinna and her husband to Rinna, to Kim. Rinna says they got in her ear and they basically said, we need you to do something. That's my guess. We need you to set Rinna off. And she knew exactly the trigger because I had said how protective I am of my family. I don't believe that. I think Kim didn't like Rinna, and Kim gathered her like she gathers all the girls, because Kim gathered Rinna and she gathered Eileen. Remember when she called Eileen a beast? And Eileen was like, beast? How dare you? I want to scroll down a bit farther just to get to this season, because I know she said something about Garcelle in this interview. She calls eating a pill head. Anyway, Rinna said, the interviewer said, which moment is better, talking about Amsterdam or this season? She says, well, when you touch Amsterdam, that would never happen in real life. That would never happen again. I don't even know what was happening in that moment, but I'm just glad I didn't effing strangle her. Talking about Kim, because I crossed over that table and I remember thinking to myself, don't touch her. You'll go to jail. You're in effing Amsterdam. You'll never get out. That's what stopped me. And remember, I go for her neck. Interviewer, wow, Rinna, I can't even believe I'm saying this. I went for her neck and somehow I pulled myself back thinking, I'm going to prison if I touch her. And you just touch on Vanderpump, ding dong. Well, that's what everybody said when she left the show. She seems to really blame you for Lucy Apple Juicy. Well, you know what? If I called her out on it, Kyle called her out on it, Teddy called her out on it. She and I always had a really great cat and mouse game that we played. We were really great together. And then once I really got caught on to what she does, I wasn't having it. You don't get to not have your hands dirty. I really saw what she was doing, and she liked that. Listen, I agree with Rinna right here, because I like the fact that she was keeping Vanderpump on her toes. I really did. Like, yeah, you don't get to keep your hands clean when you're playing dirty. Well, when it was really intense is real. That's why it's so difficult. It's not a script. I'm not playing a character. I mean, I'm playing a version of myself because you don't get all of us. You get a certain amount of us. It's the juxtaposition of throwing everything together. We can love or hate each other, but we're still making a TV show together. Um, there are enemies right now. There are enemies and they morph. I've had enemies come and go too, and enemies that I move on with, and we make up. I've had my moments with Denise Richards and Yolanda, and I've gone to both of them and I've apologized because I think that's what happens in the moment. That's what happens in the moment on the show is one thing. I don't necessarily want to carry toxicity. I can clean up my side of the street. The interviewer says, do you think that Brandy Glanville is really coming back? She says, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if she could handle the whole season. I couldn't sit down. I couldn't sit down with Brandy, but I love hating Brandy on the show. She's valuable. Yeah, I think Brandy is coming back. I think Brandy is great and so valuable. And again, we're not speaking. We did not have a relationship, and now we did not have a relationship, but now we kind of do. And the interviewer says, do you have anything to apologize for this season? She says, no, I don't. I thought a lot about it. I've already apologized to Sutton at the reunion. Yeah, I had some moments. I said to her, I had some moments with you that weren't cool, but I didn't do anything other than tell the truth. And when I screamed at Sutton, I apologized in a moment at dinner and at my house. I was drunk after the wine tasting. Those are not excuses. They just are. I think it's really blank what she did to me and trying to put this ticket thing on us. I think the housewife has to go away for a while, which is good. I don't need to hang out with anybody. I have my relationships with Erica off camera, and that's great. I have a good relationship with Dorit and Kyle too, but I'm good. I'm good to take a break. It's time for a break, not a pause. I don't go on pause. You don't put me on pause. I go bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? I love you, Andy Cohen, but this is more fun. I know she said something about Garcelle. I don't seem to see it in here. Maybe that was another interview. If I can't find it in here, I'll talk about it with you guys. Talks about Kyle. Interviewer says, although Kyle would crush in her 13th season, she was down to become the villain. I would gag for that. That would be effing cool. Rinna'S says, I would gag for it on so many levels. She's sharp and she's fast. The interviewer says she's Switzerland. And Rinna'S says she just wants to be liked too much. I love her, but I say that to her face. She's too worried about what people will think about her. But you can't just become that. You're a natural at getting in trouble and being iconic. So who can do the dirty work? And then Rinna'S says, I don't think you can count on Erica because Erica shouldn't have to do anything. At this moment in her life is work. The drama of actually existing and being Erica Jane is work. And that's what I wish for Erica, that she can sit there and roll her eyes and be iconic and look at her phone and be bored with these bees, because that's all they need. That's all she needs to do is react to what they give her. But unfortunately, they don't have much to give. So I don't know what's going to happen over there. Crystal can't do the dirty work. She doesn't have the stomach for it. She's too young. By the way, I will give Crystal the benefit of the doubt and say that she's too young. You got to be more hardened. You got to be a more hardened bee. That's what we have to be on this show. The interviewer says, is Sutton a shark? Is Garcelle a shark? She says, oh, yes, they are. Our hope is that Garcelle and Sutton become truly iconic by being comfortable with being villainous. Rinna'S says, well, they just need to be who they really are. They are that, but they just have to let go of this facade they created. The interviewer says, I would like Dorit to work a little harder. I feel like she's been drinking too many Xanax smoothies. And Rinna'S says she's had a rough year, and that's why, and what's nice is they're giving her a chance. Dorit has got it into her. That's all she said. I just wanted to get the basis of that about, what she said about this, because I felt like this was the most, everybody was pulling clips from this interview, and I felt like this is this is the interview that everybody's talking about, so let's just read that interview. Anyway, I think I agree with her for a lot of things. I agreed with her about Lisa Vanderpump, that you can't get your hands dirty and then play. You can't play innocent when you're like puppeteering people. She said, she's just like, if you're going to get your hands dirty, then you also have to be able to be somebody who people come for. I get that. I also absolutely agree with her when she says that we are not really given a script. We're told what has happened before, who we're meeting with, what we're going to talk about, but we are basically improving. And that's why they get to call it reality TV, because it's lightly scripted and real things happen within that. But they do go in, like she said, but you do go in with your storyline. You do know that this is still a TV show, and yeah, I'm still am playing a version of myself. So these are things that I have to talk about. I still don't see Sutton and Garcelle as being villains. And I think basically what Rinna wants to say, she can't say. I think she really has a problem that Garcelle is protected. And she's protected by us. I think the fan base just loves her in general, but she knows that there's just things that she can't say and do to this Black woman, because coming from her, it will look a certain way. And honestly, Rinna, it looks a certain way because it is a certain way of the way that you have treated Garcelle. But I think she'll be back. I think she'll be back. When Kenya left, everybody was like, Kenya's not coming back. And I was just like, she's coming back. This is a good check. I'm sorry, aging actresses, there's just no work in the industry for them unless other aging actresses are making spaces for them. But this industry is a young woman's game, right? And I mean, hella young. And they start calling you old at 25 and you're gone, right? So you really gotta, you really have to make something happen at a certain age. When you get to the point where you just, no filler can do anything, you know what I mean? No matter how many facelifts, you're in it. You know, you're in your 60s, you're in your late 50s. Like, this is it. There's not a lot of roles out there for, older women in Hollywood. And that's just fact. It's a problem, but that is just fact. Unless you're trying to play like a mom on Disney and you got to be squeaky clean. And that's just not what she wants to do. But then you have something like Bravo that pays these women big money, that allows them to become brand ambassadors and, get all these huge sponsor deals at their big age. It's a good check. It's a good check. And I wouldn't walk away from that. I don't think that she walked away like she said. I do think that, I think there was negotiations happening and Bravo was like, we're not paying you any, like, it's not happening. You're barely getting what you got last season. And she was just like, no, I don't need it. But I'm glad she did what she needed to do for herself. But yeah, I think she'll be back. I think she'll be back. For less money, that sucks. I would have just worked throughout this season, tried to rebrand myself the best way I could, and then negotiate again. But you gonna come back and get a day rate, girl. Child, I hope them lipsticks sell. That's all I want to talk about. Let me get into what you guys said. Drewski said, Lisa is riding this compliment line and clearly blaming Garcelle and Sutton for being gone and is hoping to be asked back one day. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't put me on pause. I say bye-bye. Okay. Y'all is so lucky that Andy ain't as messy as he could be. Irene says she's still keeping up with that lie. Rinna should have recorded what happened in Aspen, and I'm pretty sure Bravo would have shown that. I agree. Unpopular opinion from Dahlia. She says, but Rinna is not wrong about Sutton and Garcelle. I'll never forget how Garcelle started that mess about Crystal and Sutton, then twirled away to speak with her son. I see you, Garcelle. Listen, you can't get mad at the girl because she know how to ghost produce. Like, we're not going to hate on her for that. But I don't think Sutton and Garcelle are villains. I can't buy that. Mommy said, true. Women unfortunately age out of the entertainment industry. From TV to film to music. True. This is just why the newer generations are hyphenated. They can't depend on being in one lane. Yep. Very, very true. Bravo is Housewives is a really good platform for aging actresses. Listen, if nothing don't happen for me, y'all might see me on, throwing a drink on something. No, I wouldn't throw a drink. I will flip a table. Sierra, thank you so much for the super chat. Sierra said Erica and Tom just got exactly 104 lawsuits filed against them. Even Erica's son was named in one of them. I hope Garcelle and Sutton dig in. I love you, Nikki. Thank you, Sierra. Thank you for the super chat. Wendy said, LMAO, she should say, you blacks need to stop protecting Garcelle so I can treat her like trash. That's what she wants. I think if Garcelle were to leave this season and not come back next season, Rinna will be at NBC's door, knocking on their door, asking to be back on that show. I just think she just can't. She can't be in an ensemble cast with a black person. She can't. There are some people who like the racism just vomits out of their mouth. And I think her not being able to treat Garcelle poorly is one of the main reasons why, it's easier for her to walk away. But when that sauce not selling, we'll see her. We'll see her back. She got 2 kids. D said, I completely think it's sick how people keep pretending Erica is iconic as she is. I think she was on the trajectory to become iconic. I really, really do. I think Erica had it in her. I think we were all rooting for her. I think Erica went down fast when she joined in behind Kyle. When she came back once, we were all rooting and fighting for her, and she came back the next season, and it was like Kyle was the queen of Beverly Hills, and we were all like, "What happened? Did you get a lobotomy, girl? What happened?" The fan base was setting her up to be like the next LVP, and she just fell in line, and we were like, "Oh, okay, so you're a follower, got it." On the show, I'm saying, I don't know that woman in real life, but I think that we were all expecting more. Gossip and Grigio said, I'm sorry, I don't believe she quit. She has 2 mortgages and she rents her jeans. I'm sure she would have taken whatever they gave her. Yeah. I think it's just the negotiations. The negotiations just did not go the way that she wanted. I just feel like you don't negotiate when you had a bad season. You say, thank you. What time do we start filming? I'll be there. You don't negotiate. Drewski said, for me, the gag is that she was Garcelle's good friend for 20 years. So was she faking the whole time? Mess. Absolutely. Relationships in Hollywood are extremely fake. Nobody's really friends. Nobody's really friends. People who are really friends were people who came out here together, all went to the same school together, all went to the same writing program. We're in the same acting class, we're sleeping, in the same studio or apartment. Those broke friendships are the real ones. When you meet somebody and you're both working or whatever, you're not really becoming their friend because you like them. You're becoming their friend because you want to be a part of a project or you want to be next to who they're next to. That's why everybody out here turns on each other within a second. Because it's not really relationships. It's networking. It's one big networking town. Miss Gigi said, I agree. Erica had it in her. I loved her the first 2 seasons. We all did. She was on. Then she completely flipped. Yep. Absolutely agree. Yeah, I don't think they were friends for 20 years. I think the friendship is they were at the same baby shower or they were at the same baby shower. They both went to get, some guacamole dip at the same time and laugh when their chips hit each other and had a quick joke about that. Then they saw each other at the Emmys and laughed about the guacamole dip hitting the chips. I don't think that's like a real friendship. It was like, oh, I saw you here. I saw you there. We had 2 laughs. And then, oh, I was in Macy's walking by and I saw you. Hey, girl, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, I'm going here. All right, Merry Christmas. That. And they probably just kept on running into each other for 20 years. But not like actually hanging out, doing a girls' trip, bringing my kids over so you can watch them while me and the hubby go out to dinner. No. They probably weren't in each other's phones until this show started casting for, a black. Wait a minute. I was going to move on, but Lisa and Eileen had their moment. They had their moment. It was the last season that Eileen was on. They had a little falling out. They came back together, but they had their moment. She got 2 kids. Z said, Doretha got to be for Erica this season or she got to go. I'm sick of boring scenes. Listen, let's hope she delivers. Let's hope she delivers. Let's real quickly, Mama gotta go. Let's real quickly get into the Real Housewives of Miami. Two things I just want to say. Larsa, where is she at? Larsa likes throwing haymakers for the littlest things. For the littlest things. All Dr. Nicole said was, I didn't know you, so I was asking more about you before I invited you in my home. And Larsa's like, oh, you didn't know me? I'm Scottie Pippen's wife. I'm sorry, if you're, no shade, if you're not Black or a sports fanatic, you don't really know who Larsa Pippen is. I'm not saying you don't know who Scottie Pippen is, right? Everybody knows Scottie Pippen, but you don't really know Larsa Pippen. And the only reason why the Black community knew who Larsa Pippen was because everybody wanted to see this non-Black wife that this Black NBA player had. That's the only reason. If you were Shaniqua Pippen, we wouldn't care. But because this wealthy brother that's a sports legend is marrying somebody that's not us, we want to inquire. But that's it. I feel like outside of that, nobody knows who you are. And I feel like it's also a certain generation who knows who you are. I feel like it's boomers and Gen X. And then probably a bit of messy millennials. But outside of that, I don't think anybody knows who you are. That's not a read. That's no shade. I think that's the truth. And I feel like Dr. Nicole would absolutely not know you like that to let you into her home. I don't think that there was anything wrong about just asking a bit more about this woman that was coming to her home. Because when Larsa came to her home, she was chill. They had a really good time. So I just don't see her as being malicious. And Larsa just holding this issue with this woman from that one comment and being really shady about her husband being a teacher. Larsa, you could try to play it off, but you get her ex-husband. You kept on saying, oh, your husband a teacher. You were trying to read her in that. And then to say, oh, I've heard a lot of rumors about you. You slept with everybody at your office. You slept with everybody, that works at, your medical place or whatever. Dr. Nicole was absolutely right to be upset about that, in my opinion. Because listen, at the end of this episode, she got them all together. She said, when y'all have a real job, when y'all have a real job and a real career, and somebody says something that could take that away from you, and you will really get upset then. Until then, don't tell me how to feel about this. Until you get that, then you can say something to me. But she's right. Like Larsa said that on camera, and she does that all the time, especially people who she considers friends. Because she did that same thing to Lisa, where she said, oh, you talking about my home, but I heard that you rent your home out for, so you can pay for your mortgage or something. But Larsa does that all the time. She throws out something when she doesn't want to be like held accountable or when she feels like she's being attacked. I feel like there's no in between with her. You can't like start anywhere because she just goes low immediately. So I'm on Dr. Nicole's side with this. Like I felt like Larsa just did too much. When you look back at it, there is nothing that Nicole did to make Larsa that upset. Like, and for her to still hold it, y'all keep on hanging out and being at these events, and you still holding this against this woman for why? For why? I think for me, I feel like it's because she doesn't have anything. There's nothing really going on. So she keeps on trying to create these beefs. She tried it with Lisa, but Lisa's life was falling apart on camera. So she said, let me move on to Nicole. It just doesn't make any sense. And Alexia, I don't know where you keep on. I just thought of something. Alexia and Larsa give me Robin and Giselle. Because you can say anything about anybody else. You say something about Larsa, Alexa just jumps in for no reason. That's why Dr. Nicole cleared you, because you didn't need to jump in. You didn't need to say anything. This was her engagement party. Y'all just should have been there, supporting her and being good friends. This was not the time at her engagement party to defend the heifer that she disinvited and tell her, oh, you shouldn't have disinvited her that way. No, what that lady said to her was nasty. However she chose to disinvite her was on her. Like, I just didn't get that. I was just like, how do you tell this woman that she should have not only invited Larsa, but not disinvited her in that way? Dr. Nicole was like, did you hear what she said about me? Like, I don't know. I feel like watching that episode, I was like, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Like, I cannot believe that they're all mad at Dr. Nicole. It was just very weird to me that they were mad at her about that. This is not really that like big of a deal, but Gertie's assistant. I didn't watch the first two seasons, the last seasons. I think I watched the first two and that was it. And I think this is Gertie's first season, right? Or her second. Anyway, I don't know if y'all saw her assistant before, but when she said her assistant was coming to her house, I'm telling you right now, I know that was him. I was like, is the long guy coming over? Who is this man? This middle-aged father. I was like, this is your assistant? You got this grown man running around getting your dry cleaning and your lunch? Is he family? Is he a cousin? Is he somebody that she knows that she's trying to get him back on his feet? Or has he always been her assistant? This was such a random thing to happen on this episode. I was like, who is this father? Gertie's assistant. Gertie's, who is sick of her. Ciao. Gertie, you're going to have to get some drama in your life. I don't think it needs to be anything about your marriage or your career. I think you just need to keep on beefing with Alexia. Because I like you, right? But your family is in a good place. Your career is in a good place. What are we watching? And I'm not saying you got to have anything messy, but I'm not gagging. I am not gagging. I'm not going to get into Julia this episode, or I think for the rest of the season, I'm gonna let Julia rock. Here is why. Julia's delusional. I don't know what planet she's on. Bless her heart, she's a sweetie, but she's just in a whole nother world. Martina loves her, bless her heart. I just feel like she's just somewhere that nobody else is. The goat with the diaper, the dookie everywhere, the dog, the unruly dog. Now she went from adopting a newborn to a toddler, now a grown adult. It's too much. It's too much. And now her wife is battling, Martina is now battling 2 forms of cancer. I just need Julia to be a good wife. I need her to just let Martina get better and stop stressing her out. That's all. That's all. That's my only comment about Julia for the rest of the season. Stop stressing out Martina. Period. That's all I had to say about that. There was nothing really much that I wanted to talk about concerning that. But the Dr. Nicole stuff, I was just like, I feel crazy. Dr. Nicole was right. I don't know how everybody was like, oh no, you shouldn't have just invited Larsa. The woman that said that she banged everybody at her job on camera. Crazy. Hello said, Alexia is like Mia from Potomac and Kyle Richards. They bring friends on the show so that they can have someone to talk down to and feel like the queen. I think Alexia is still living in her cocaine queen days, right? Because she was married to a cocaine king, cowboy, or whatever. And people treated her a certain way because they were probably afraid of her man, and her man had a lot of money. I think she's still living in that. And I'm like, Mama, it's not the 80s no more. Like, the world has changed drastically. You got to come back. These women are not going to be, are not going to not say anything to you because they're afraid that they'll end up dead, right? They're just like, oh, you're not going to kill me. You're not that dumb. Like, that's not happening. So I'm going to say what I need to say. Like, right, women are not afraid. People are not afraid of you anymore. The power that you had before is no longer there. Now, I done heard some stuff about Dr. Nicole's dad, and I'm like, is he still dealing cocaine? Now, Dr. Nicole would be somebody I wouldn't get with too much, because I don't know how deep Daddy is still, in the trapping game. But Alexia, I'll pop off. Bianca said he is most definitely probably Haitian. Oh, I can see her helping someone out. Okay, that makes sense. Because, guys, I'm telling you, I was like, where's the assistant? Not this father. Not this middle-aged dad. And the way, like, I don't know. I just thought, when you think of assistant for somebody like Gertie, I was thinking, no shade, a young gay guy who lives in Miami. You know what I mean? You know, if he's a little older, still real fly and flamboyant. When he walked through with the bare belly in the Crocs, I said, "This is not the man that picks up your dry cleaning. Not him. This is not the man that sets up your meetings. This is not him. This is not. No way. No way. I could. He was just so normal." Normal, Miss Brown Sugar said, but they didn't have a problem with Julia disinviting Kiki to her cast only housewarming. Selective, very, very selective. Miss Gigi said Julia's in La La Land. Now she wants to adopt a child because she's bored. Girl, get a hobby. Well, she got a farm. The farm isn't enough. She's just really unfulfilled. Really, really unfulfilled. And I'm telling you something, Julia, no complaining next season. We don't nobody want to care about how hard it is or what you're doing with it's going to look bad. It's going to look bad. Just be loving and supportive. Hey, Lisa, greetings. Greetings. Oh, yes. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was breaking tea. I thought everybody knew that she was diagnosed with 2 forms of cancer like 3 or 4 weeks ago. She has throat cancer and her breast cancer has come back. But she said it's everything looks good. They caught it early. She's going through the necessary treatments that she needs to go through to get healthy again. I'm so sorry, guys. I thought y'all knew that. Forgive me. Forgive me. Hey, Lexi. Lexi said, I think talk about Julia. I think Julia is a free spirit, and we just really don't get her. But I don't sense any malicious intent from her. I agree. I do feel like she's coming off as a very selfish wife, though. I think Martina just, from what I've seen, Martina just gives her whatever she wants, and she constantly is telling her that she's not enough. And I'm like, I get that, and I understand it. Do you have to constantly tell it to your partner on camera that you need more? I get it, right? But y'all know how I feel about people making their marriages content on these housewife shows. I just feel like that should just be sacred. If you're going to come on and talk about your marriage, let it be scripted. Let you both be involved in the mess. I don't want, you popping, you just breaking things on camera to your partner like Robin. Like, why would you call that man on camera and put him on speaker and not tell him? It's weird. It's weird. Oh, no, let's get the likes up. Thank you, Tracy. 259 in the chat. What's up? And 141 likes. Did you like up this live? Yes, get the likes up. Hey, Obi. Obi said, call me crazy, but I like Gertie inviting her assistant to the family game. It just shows her to be more genuine and less classes, though I never thought about her compared with the Three Stooges. Oh, I hope I didn't say it in a way that y'all thought that it interpreted that I thought that the guy shouldn't be accepted and loved by her family. He just did not look like he would be an assistant for Gertie. I thought he was an uncle or a brother. I said, oh, he coming to get the kids. Oh, that's the assistant. I just cannot see Alexia calling this man and saying, hey, I want to set up a lunch. I'm calling to set up a lunch with Gertie, and like taking it down and, calling, the trendy little restaurant that they're going to go. Wow. He has to be a family friend. He has to be a family friend. That's what I think. Yeah, 2 kinds, throat and breast. But she said they caught it early. Hey, Blue Jay. Blue Jay said, hey, Nikki, I just got done watching the menu and decided to drop by. Hey, that is on my watch list. Let me know if it's good. Let's move on. Let's end with Salt Lake City, please, because y'all probably leave when I'm talking about Salt Lake City. Like up this live before you leave. Salt Lake City. What's going on with Salt Lake? Because weren't we supposed to have a reunion last week? I think the reunion is going to be this weekend, but something seemed very off about this season. I felt like the season got cut early. I don't know. I feel like this season just seemed very unfinished. Very unfinished. I think the new additions just did not land well. Um, oh my God, she did not land. She landed so poorly. I don't even have her picture here. Hold on. Because this one girl that I wanted to talk about. Where is she? Oop. Child. I think her name is Dana. The girl with the gray hair. Her and this chick, this new addition, just didn't land for me. And the season just seems so disjointed and cut, just mashed up. And then we end, the biggest thing that happened is we're ending with Heather's face with this black eye, and we still don't know if she ran into a wall or if she ran into somebody's fist. I'm like, are y'all really giving us this, Bravo? And I will say, I know people who work on this show, right? So I know it's not them. I know that the show is, I know they got some good people over there. Because remember, I was saying that Salt Lake City, the production team for Salt Lake City, need to go over to Potomac. So I know they got the goods, right? I think the problem is the cast, or what's left of the cast, right? Because you can't have a popular character like Mary leave the show and then give us her. So the only person on the only crazy person on the show is Lisa Barlow. Not crazy, but unusual character on the show is Lisa Barlow. She can't carry this show on her back. She needs support. She needs support. Then you have Whitney, who's been healing for every season we met her. She's on a healing journey. It's like, girl, what is going on? I feel like this show needs better players. I think they got a great production team. I think it's the casting. Because what the hell happened this season? The only thing that happened that was interesting, we were not even able to see half of it. The most interesting part of this season was the end of the season. And that's when they all went to New York and were hanging out with Jen because everybody thought that she was innocent. Right? Meredith and Heather went out there and they were extremely supportive of her. And then Jen pled guilty and said that she was lying. Heather and Meredith were at that lunch right before Jen pled guilty and was just like, we're going to stand beside her. We're here to support her. She's going through so much. Her family is just, I feel so bad. And then the next lunch, they were like, did you hear that she said that she did all that stuff? Oh, I forgot that she admitted to everything. I thought she took a plea deal. I didn't know within that plea deal she had to say, oh, I literally defrauded those people. I knew exactly what I was doing. And did you hear one of them allude to Coach Shaw being a part of this, a part of the scandal, but Jen took the fall for him? I feel like that's something they heard from Jen. But I feel like at this point, Jen is not, no shade, Jen. You were good on the show. I just feel like you're not a trusted source. No shade, but it's giving George Santos. I feel like we can never believe anything that you say. Shout out to your kids. This must be a really difficult situation to them. And you got to give it up to the judge who did, I feel like, give her mercy because she was facing 20 years. And I think because she is a mother and has a child who is still in school, a very young child that's still in school, I think that's why she got 6.5. And she'll probably only do 3, if that much. Well, depending on New York. Who knows? But I think at the max she'll do 3, especially with good behavior. Just don't get in any gangs, don't stab anybody, don't trap in there. And I think she'll be fine. I think we'll see her in 3. But now I'm just like, so what the hell are we going to do with Salt Lake City? Because as soon as Jen went to prison, the season wrapped up. As soon as she pled guilty, the season wrapped up. So I'm like, y'all didn't have nothing else outside of Jen? What was the biggest thing that happened this season outside of Jen? Heather starting a choir? What is this show going to do? There's no Mary, and now there's no Jen Shah. What y'all gonna do? Jen Shah was not invited to the reunion. She talks about it here on her Instagram, where she says, official statement from Jen Shah regarding the one-on-one with Andy Cohen and Bravo. On January 6th, I stood before Judge Stein and asked him to see me as not a fictionalized character, but as the real Jen Shah. I am now at a point legally, emotionally, and mentally when I can answer some questions and provide a few unknown details about my case. I want and need to share these critical facts. I owe it to those that love and support me to hear the truth. I will not be doing the one-on-one with Andy Cohen and Bravo because of the unwillingness to remove contractual provisions that would allow the network to legally make misrepresentations of me and my story relating to any and all topics prior to and during the course of my participation. This specific one-on-one interview was not a part of my Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reality TV contract. I promised myself and my loving family that I would not allow this portion of my life to be sensationalized or inaccurately conveyed. Too many people have been hurt by my actions and my inability to control my own narrative. I would rather remain silent and wait until I am able to accurately share my story than continue having complete lies and misrepresentations about me smeared across the headlines. I intend to speak and you will hear from me. I will share my story and this painful part of my life very soon. Jen Shah. So that makes sense when Andy said in an interview, I don't know, was it with Jeff Lewis? I think it was with Jeff Lewis, but he said, I think we've come to the end of the road. Bravo has come to the end of the road of our relationship with Jen Shah. Like there's just no more there. So we're pretty much done with her at that point. And I think that's probably because she probably either wanted to negotiate a new contract with Bravo because this interview, as she says, was outside of her original contract with them. So this was something additional. So I don't know if she wanted to negotiate a different contract or if she wanted a certain amount of money. And Andy was like, I'm not paying you for this. I don't know what happened there, but whatever it is, she's done. Like she's not coming back to the show. Even when she gets out of prison, Andy said, we've come to the end of the road of our relationship with her. And now she's out here saying that Bravo is smearing her and they're trying to take advantage of her and misrepresent her. So the relationship is obviously done. So there's no Jen Shah and there's no Mary. We got Heather, who I feel like at the reunion is going to admit, I got drunk and I slipped and I hit my head. She's going to hold over this entire time. Oh, I don't know. Whoever did it needs to speak up. And then it'll be, oh, I was drunk and I slipped at the reunion. Like, ain't nobody beat her up. And the only person she can say that beat her up, and we could probably agree with it, is Jen Shah. But she's probably going to hold on to that until Jen go to prison and can't defend herself. So it's just like nothing is interesting anymore. Whitney, who's on her 11th healing journey this season, what's she going to do? Whitney makes up lies, and then she's just like, well, I'm healing. And that's what I remember from my healing journey. And everybody else is like, girl, I know you healing, but that did not happen. The whole season, everybody was like, that's not what happened. No, I'm starting to remember things in my recovery. And people are like, well, why are you remembering that everybody is awful, but not you? So we got her. Then we got Lisa Barlow, who's phenomenal, but she don't really have nobody to play off of. I like Meredith, but Meredith, throws dirt and then hides her hands. And she's like, no, well, I don't want to say, but somebody who came into my store who knew somebody said that Lisa didn't pay her taxes. And then you confront Meredith, and Meredith is just like, I didn't say it. I'm like, well, girl, what do you want from us? What do you want? And then you have the newbies. Well, I need something to eat.
You got guests coming.
Who?
Mom.
Oh, not now.
Mom, she's online.
No. Excuse me, ma'am. Can you heat up the egg rolls for me, please?
What egg rolls?
Huh?
Nikki, finish work.
Well, can you get the egg roll? Oh, anyway. I'm sorry. I got hungry. Anyway, I just feel like Salt Lake City is doomed. Like, what's going to happen? Salt Lake City and the Real Housewives of New York is doomed. It's doomed. I feel like they're gone. 7, Mom.
Oh,
enough.
Well, she's trying to get you snacks, Mom.
Neither one of y'all can whisper.
You know what? Forget the egg rolls.
Mom. Heat up the egg rolls.
Hey, Star family.
I'm so sorry.
So sorry.
This never happens in Atlanta. Anyway.
You know it.
No, it's not. I heard that it was 2. There's no way the reunion is 3 parts. What are they going to talk about? What are they going to talk about? It shouldn't even be two. It should be one part. It should be a one-part reunion. Give me shelters and leaving. I don't watch. They are my people. Thank you for your honesty. Sarah said, been seeing so many think pieces of the menu, so I assumed it was good. Oh, no, it's not good? Yes, we will talk about that. If I have time, we will talk about that tomorrow. The people.
She'll be on tomorrow.
And shut up. I'm sorry. Cállate la boca. Anyway,
oh my gosh, is Nikki.Star said shut up to her family? To the star.
Anyway, the people that I was rooting for got cut. You know I love the twins. I could not believe Sugar and Spice. I love them. I think Spice still stayed, but Sugar got cut. And then
she told me to.
Mom, I feel like that wasn't a smart choice, but maybe I think Sugar may come back, but I just feel like they were two really popular and fun characters. So to cut one and then leave the other there, who is just going to be a void of joy because their twin and bestie is gone, it's not smart. I think I don't think the Sugar and Spice should have made it to the end, but I think that they were very strong, very, very strong, and I think that they should have had a few more episodes under their belt. They deserved that. They deserved to stay, in my opinion. Well, at least Sugar and Spice as well, but I just felt like they should not have been in the bottom two. Aurora should not still be in the competition. Anyway, let's move on. We'll talk about that tomorrow. I'm going to watch it because I just want to know what they're going to say. What are they going to say? Like, I need to see how this all plays out in the end. The additions, the new additions were a bomb. This girl right here, let's talk about it. She tried her best to read. She tried her best to read. It just never worked. It just never worked. So you're going to come to me? And no, girlfriend, not okay. No. That's no. It's Jen Shah's former friend on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. She doesn't know how to read, so she tries to do it, and she's no way, you're not going to do that. No, because what? You can't, Mom. Why are you heartbroken about Jen Shah?
Because she's going to jail,
prison, Camp Cupcake. Well, no, she going to New York. Anyway, she doesn't know how to read. She just doesn't, and she tries so terribly, but it's just it's not landing. It's not landing. You needed my house. Remember, girlfriend?
No, that's not landing, Mama.
Girl, what? And then that other girl who had that read in the trailer, let's talk about it. The show was going up for. Next time, I'll send you some money so I can put it on your books. And y'all was like, oh my God. That read didn't land in the trailer, and that's why they cut it out of the season. It was basura. What are they going to do? Because it wasn't good. It wasn't good. The finale was boring. I don't even remember anything from the finale. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with this show. I really, really don't. If this show comes back next season and we still don't have the Real Housewives of New York, I'm talking about legacy. I don't care about that new show. No shade, but the Real Housewives of New York should have never been put on pause. And I will always say that. Anytime I get a chance, I will say that. It should have never been put on pause. And I feel like this new season, I'm going to watch. If it ever happens. If it ever happens. What is going on over there, Bravo? Andy, stop playing and call me. You watch, but you don't call me and give me my coin. Lexi said, I saw on Twitter, Salt Lake City has another race-related scandal. So if they don't bring Mary back, why continue? Oh, Lord. It seems like it. They get Watch What Happens live viewership. That's Andy's show, so he's not cutting Watch What Happens live. But he gonna cut one of them. If it's not the Real Girlfriends of Paris, it's the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. What are they going to do for the 4th season? None of us knows, and nobody cares. Isn't that a shame? Isn't that a shame? They need Mary. Bianca said, horrible season. They should be on pause, but supposedly they'll be filming soon. Heather was awful. Trash. El Michelle says, I think Dana and that's Angie Keep Lisa. I like Dana and Angie. Keep Lisa. Get rid of the rest of the ladies and get some new girls. I think they would at least give us real and honest. I just don't think the talent is there in Salt Lake. I really don't. I don't think that there's a lot of wealthy women who live in Salt Lake City who want to put their lives on camera, especially if that wealth was acquired dirty, right? Especially if it's dirty money. If your husband has a money laundering scheme going on in Salt Lake City, you don't want to put that up there. If your husband's a politician, you know what I mean? If your husband is deep in the Mormon church, so who they gonna get? They better bust in some broads from Vegas. What y'all gonna do? I'm concerned. Healing, healing, Tia, healing. It's not good. I don't know. They need Mary. They need Jen Shah. What are they going to do? Oh, thank you. Candace had a plea is an admission of guilt. You have to tell the court what you did. I learned that from Law and Order. See, and I studied under Judge Judy Shineland, so I should have known. I should have known. Hey, Obi. Obi said medical field here won't disclose, but the genes that are responsible for breast cancer. Oh, BRCA1, NOD2, and CYPIB1 also associated with laryngeal cancers. Hence, breast is the primary. Oh, all right. Thank you, Obi. And the prognosis of breast cancer with distant metastasis to the head and neck is generally poor, and the management of these lesions is controversial. So, yeah, really worried for Martina. Oh no, she's gonna make it through. She's gonna make it through. This is her second bout with breast cancer. So she's a fighter. She's a fighter. Oh wait, makeup addict talk about Jen Shah said it's federal, so she gotta do like 5 years. She gotta do 85% of the time. Oh yeah.
The federal time is 8 months.
Yeah, isn't that it's not federal time is not a year, it's 8 months. But we don't know. Let me get a couple more in and let me get out of here. Miss Brown Sugar said, Jen is absolutely George Santos. Even her statement in court felt phony. Immigrant from Hawaii. Yeah, that was weird. I'm like, huh? Oh, wait, she's Tom. You know what? Don't get me to lying. Blue Jay said, I would describe it as an engaging dark comedy. Talk about the menu. The actors were good. I liked the slight comedy, especially the tortilla scene. I liked the movie, and it was a good start to the movie of the year. Oh, good. I gotta watch that and Megan. Obi said Salt Lake City this season felt rushed and too produced. It felt very rushed to me. I was just like, oh, we're at the end? What happened? This was a really short season, or it felt short, in my opinion. Like it or not, Mary and Jen made the show. Very true. They would tank without them. Also, Heather's black eye, no reveal, was very annoying. Yeah. And then it got to the point where nobody believed her. Everybody was like, well, what happened? And then nobody cared anymore. She got 2 kids. D said, yeah, Jen is in the Fed, so she has to serve 85% of the time, which is almost 6 years. Oh, okay. Salt Lake City won't even be on it. Oh, God. Oh, my goodness.
She needs to let them film her from jail.
You know what I'm not excited about coming back? And they're trying to get me excited. Orange County. Even with Brandy. No, not Brandy. What is her name? Taylor, who's going to take you out back and get Oklahoma on you. I'm just like, unless you're going to fight with Heather Taylor, I don't see it. I don't see it. DeLuca and Sasha is who I think will be at the end. But you know what? Lux is a dark horse, so we'll see. We will see. Oh, Angie got exposed as a racist just a few. Oh, Angie who? Which one? Is it the one who can't read? Anitra is going to make it to the end too, but I don't know if she's going to take it home. I think this crown is Sasha's to win. I think it's Sasha's to win. she doing time in Texas? How did that happen? Why did she let them do that? Oh, I would have picked Connecticut. Texas? Oh, she ain't never getting out. Texas? Ah, why they locking her up in the South? Whew. Girl, you gotta flee to somewhere that they don't do no extradition. Go to Cuba. Candace says, I agree with you about Roni. I'm so mad about it. I don't think I can watch. It never should have been put on pause. It never should have been put on pause. Let me get 3 more and then let me get out of here. JG said, to be honest, Jen and Mary is what made Salt Lake City even interesting. Absolutely. Those other ladies are extremely boring and Heather is just ugh. Can't believe they based this around it girl Lisa. Lisa's actually really good on the show. She just doesn't have anybody to play off of. Dahlia said, honestly, I think Bravo should cut all this dead weight and focus on their juggernauts. Beverly Hills, Potomac, Atlanta, maybe Miami. Miami needs to just come. I think Miami needs to be on Bravo and then the next day be on Peacock. Miami is eating. It's eating. It deserves to be played on the big station too. Those shows need an infusion of cash to build up the ratings. I agree with you. I agree with you. Lisa Parker says, anyone know if the Mormon viewership by itself is enough to keep Salt Lake City on the air? Allegedly Mormons and Mormon adjacent love them some reality TV. Maybe. I don't care. Hell no. Hell no. I would never choose Texas. I would never choose. Oh, she's gonna be in there with Elizabeth. So is this a scammer prison? All them scammers under one roof? Whoo. I know some scams are being crafted. You know, let me stop. Is that where the Chrisleys are at as well? My mom is so devastated by that. Anyway, let me end here. I gotta go. Tracy says, shout out to the NikkiStar replay gang. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and share the channel to your social medias. Thank you so much, Star family. I'm going to try to get on here. No, I will. I'll get on here tomorrow. Not sure what time, but I will. Oh my goodness, my family wants to do Love After Lockup with me. I don't know. Thursday, maybe. Leave me alone. They're watching it with me now, and they don't want to talk about anybody else but Monique and Derek. That's it. That's it.
I want to talk about a couple of them.
Who? Y'all only want to talk about Monique and Derek.
I want to talk about Yuck Mouth. Star family.
Who?
Star family.
Who's Yuck Mouth?
This is Toya Star. Tune in because we are doing Love After Lockup as a family, and honey, we got things to say.
Oh my
because
God.
I have something to say on every single couple. First of all, I hate watching the show, but Nikki reviews it. That's the only reason why I watch it. But I definitely have stuff to say. So let me know when we're coming on because we're coming on as a Star family for that review. Love After Lockup.
Yo, we have to talk about everybody, not just Monique and Derek.
Chase.
We have to talk about Toya. We have to talk about everybody, not just Monique and Derek, though.
Yeah, I have stuff to say.
You watch it again, and make sure.
Disrespecting that boy's mother after she took him.
Okay. All right. Oh, this is oh my God, this is not how we do it over here. Oh my God, what is going on?
Subscribe, share.
I'm losing control, so let me go. I looked up Angie K. I didn't see anything about her and the racist stuff. So if y'all could send it to me on Instagram, that would be great. I got to get out of here. I'm so sorry for the disturbance. I'll lock my door next time. Anyway, I love you guys. Absolute chaos. I love y'all. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you all for, just love it on me. Let me know that you miss me. I wanted to come back, but I wanted to come back when I actually had time. And you see, we had a good time. I'll see you all soon. Love ya. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Guys, oh my Lord.